One thing that I noted in my journey was going to the remote Indigenous communities in my riding, Madam Speaker. I was in communities where people are earning $235 a month on income assistance in these rural communities, Madam Speaker, where there's 70% unemployment. That's unacceptable, Madam Speaker. And in these communities, many of these communities, people have to travel to the grocery store, which is either 45 minutes or an hour and a half away. So if you live in Heshquit, it's $50 each way to go to the grocery store just to buy groceries. That leaves you $135 to get by on clothing and medicine and to survive, Madam Speaker. This is here in Canada. This is taking place.
Shame.
But fortunately, on October 1st, the BC provincial government, John Horgan's government, made an increase of $100. But still, people are left with $335 to pay for the water taxi, to get to the grocery store. And we know they're not buying fresh food, Madam Speaker, because they can't afford it. This is at the same time that the Nuu-Chah-Nulth communities have been in court for over a decade, where they won their court case for their right to catch and sell fish, Madam Speaker. And the Government of Canada appealed that decision. They appealed that decision twice, not once, and twice it was thrown out by the Supreme Court of British Columbia. And instead of doing what they promised to do, that is, work on a nation-to-nation basis, they instead have appealed and fought First Nations in court. This is the same government that says their most important relationship is Indigenous people, but they're fighting them in court. People earning $335 a month. They're not looking for a handout. They're looking to do business with Canada and be a partner in Canada. That is the words from my friend Curtis Dick. My friend Ken Watts quoted his father, George Watts, the late George Watts. They're just looking for their rightful place in this country. These are communities that can't access the fish that are running right by their villages, so they can be part of this great story of Canada. They just want to feed their families. They want to grow an economy that works for everybody and be a partner in this nation. Madam Speaker, they run on the principles of ESOC, and that is respect. That's how they've approached Canada. But Canada needs to come back to the nations with the same respect. They need to get to the negotiating table and invest money. And in this budget, there isn't money to give back to the nations. They've spent $12 million instead of investing in programs because their food, their economic security, and their rights are a priority for them, Madam Speaker. Why will the government not put it as a priority, an urgent priority, at least get the money back to the nations they've spent in court and stop spending taxpayers' money? It must be in the tens of millions of dollars that Canada has spent in court fighting the very people they say is their most important relationship. Madam Speaker, the people of the Nuu-Chah-Nulth, they live as a priority and as their way of life, Hishuk Ishisawak, and it's about everything is one. And Madam Speaker, in their traditional territories, they call them their Hahutli. They treat everyone as one, and everything is interconnected, Madam Speaker. When the Leviathan went down, these same people were pulling $5 and $10 out of their jars to buy gas, to go look for people from another country, people that were missing, because we're all interconnected, Madam Speaker. And it's time for Canada to do the right thing, to invest in stopping and ending poverty in these nations, and ending this discriminatory policies of the past. Madam Speaker, I hope the government is listening today.
Questions and comments.